Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we are going to looking at the best highlights from the today's LPL 2024 Spring Split matchup. Let's see what both teams have prepared for us today.
JDG can use the fact that there was a death timer, there was no TP from Scout, turret plates, there was a dragon, there's price. He's playing so respectfully. We can see the little move as Flandre now realizes he's in a little bit of trouble. There goes the equalizer to try and trade this one back. The damage isn't exceptional, but the bounce house is. And that's first blood coming in here for LNG.
Without flash against the next Ornn ult of the game, potentially. So let's see if LNG can work with that. But Shinzo flash being down against the Buster shot and against the center, that's going to make it very, very difficult to make the play. Mark's now falls in the fight.
For all the damage missing, we'll get all the shields in the world to heal. He's still ticking down, and Gala picks up his kill. Now they're going to look for the shuffle. That's what they were waiting for. Scout knew they didn't need to overcommit to the mid lane. They had all the tools available to them, and now LNG are starting to pick up some power. Yeah, it's just really good kind of target selection and recognition from LNG to say, yeah, we got time, we got position, and oh, you've no flash. You do not have a Buster shot right now, and you are going to be going down almost instantaneously, you imagine, as soon as they jump in. Yep, they're going to donate it over to the Bank of Scout. Equal back in LNG's favor. You have to be very wary of who's getting that gold. We'll see. I'm not going to be calling it Get Rulers anytime soon, to be perfectly honest. I feel like a little BM to be throwing that at one of possibly, you know, obviously not the greatest player of League of Legends ever, but possibly. 2,000 gold now is the lead here for LNG, as JDG want to try and take a couple of towers in response to the separation of LNG. JDG
can do in terms of picking their fights correctly.
Yeah, an Unsealed Spellbook does give an exhaust over to LNG. Everyone's got flashes now up and available. All fights there. Yagao gets 1v1 to the top side, which means the TP can come in
and he's teleporting.
They can turn and burn for the fight. The flashes that just came back up are now burned. They don't care about the center. Ruler is running for the hills because he knows it's a lost fight. 3 kills for none traded over. LNG, they are starting to really look like they're comfortable in this game.
Scout assassinates Yagao in the top lane, and this is the player which LNG have needed to wake up well and truly into this split. We knew there was more for him to give. He's one of the best players in the LPL. Takes a huge play on topside. He was in spot. That is the golden moment from JDG. They can very much look for a turnaround fight.
Flandre is going to get knocked up. We'll take the tower afterwards, so nice little bit of gold going back over to them, but here comes Gala. And finally, that exhaust gets used, so there is absolutely no escape here for Flandre. He recognizes this, not going to flash, not going to do anything else, just going to burn down the wave. And that's going to be Gala with his 3rd kill of the game. Look at the kill distribution here for LA.
Those carries, if their team manages to find the engage, are going to make the fight very, very short. Scout has flash, and he's looking for it again.
He's looking for it again, but yeah, Ruler's trying to help out his buddy, but there's just not a lot you can do. The redemption comes down to make sure Scout's not going down, and Kanavi is going to fall as well. That's going to be 2 quick kills. You imagine that's going to be the Baron as well with the
amount of player of the games. I think he's hunting for one of his very first in this year. I believe it might even be his first. Haven't quite checked up. And the way that you're going to struggle to get there is if you don't have vision control. They're trying to place wards, and they're caught for placing wards.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they get something there, but you have to commit so much. Devour, Magnet Storm, so much utilized there just to defend yourself. Missing goes forward, but he's not going to catch anything except potentially his own death. And Gala's just free hitting on the bot side. They got a tower. He's now moving up towards this inhibitor turret. This is 25 minutes. They have to use the equalizer just to make sure this turret doesn't die.
But the reason they have to do that is because Zerka's ult just came back up on the Ornn as well. They can't even stand underneath their turret. They're afraid of the dive. They don't have some big ultimates now to play around. LNG, they are holding a knife to the back of JDG and saying, if you walk up to your turret, this sinks in.
Yeah, and look, they're going to go for it now. That knife is poised to go right into the back of JDG. They're getting some decent damage down, though. Back onto LNG, and they are going to take that inhibitor. Nobody goes down. Everyone just trading a little bit of health bars, but that first item...
The teleport, how else are you getting into the fight? Well, of course, you're looking at Kanavi, and then you're looking at the big ultimates layered over the top of it.
LNG of choice for now between these two teams as we wait to see where this fight can really go for Mark. He's going to have the TP coming in here from Scout. They look for a full engage. They want everyone and everything. It's a good chokehold here for this ultimate, though. And you can't just sit there and fight on top of the equalizer. They are still burning down. You can see Ruler off to the side, nicely just separated from the rest of this fight, still putting in DPS. Flandre is in a little bit of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble, and he is dead. Now Scout's in the base. He needs to get out of here, though. Still putting in work into Ruler, who has to flash away. Scout gets jumped on, but missing, and Yagao just can't finish him off. Now Yagao running for his life. This could be the game right here, right now. They're TPing in Nymera.
And hands up, who's missed this version of Scout? I have, you have, I think everyone has. He is back. Scout with a magnificent game 1 to lead LNG to victory.
Gives up his life right at the end.
In today's episode, we are going to looking at the best highlights from the today's LPL 2024 Spring Split matchup. Let's see what both teams have prepared for us today.
Mid lane. JDG doesn't have the level 6. With Scout running out of mana, likely this isn't leading towards anything. The guy was trying to waste as much time up just yet. Of course, no one does. He has the World Ender. How much is that going to mean against a Talia roaming at the same time? They're in position. Here comes the wall.
No one's taken any aggro just yet. Finally, they do. They're looking for all the damage all the time. They just bring him to the bounce house. He flashes away, but you cannot escape the Cassante as Zika does end up taking a fair chunk of damage. Kanavi is still here. And Weiwei's just going to try and dissuade him. He needs to get his... It's already known that Weiwei has never left. They know for a fact that he's still here because he has just been walking there and back again through all of this. And they can turn straight away right onto Gala and kill him off. They had perfect information and they knew exactly how to...
But their ultimate's available.
They're going to burn that one so easily, but maybe they get a little lazy. Yagao doesn't know, but now has a feeling as the Vi walks out. They didn't have the best of situation to kind of go for this. Missing, still posturing forward. Kanavi going to go forward. That's going to be the TP committed by both top laners. After the Dragon, we're going to have a 4v4, but I don't know why LNG wanted this. They're going to try and make this one work with the Cassante, who's just going to go all out onto Kanavi, pick him up, turn around and try and burn and turn onto Yagao, who flashes away. The double tap, not quite getting it with the Ardent Blaze. Missing, will gladly give his life for his mid laner. And LNG do end up getting the fight 2-for-1 at the end of it all, but it was a bit of a...
But the way that JDG have played around...
Missing!
Wait, he's on the drift! The drift!
Around, but now they got to turn this fight around because they got the Weiwei going in who dies straight away. They're looking for a little bit of a turn-off. This is just so disconnected from LNG. They were just as confused and impressed by the Rift Herald navigating. They
get this bot lane out of turret. They can go towards the top lane soon after that, I would imagine, too. This is a much better macro state than what
not going to game change anything, but for LNG, you're trying to just calm the game down just a little bit. As we can see, Yagao dragging Scout all the way back in. He was sitting on Vision, and he will go down. Solo killed there by Yagao. And these are the small little...
Flash out of Gala. That's a big tool away from the Lucian, who's had so little impact this game. JDG take the freebie. That's sole point for them. JDG, there's an on-hit Varus. Maybe he wouldn't have enough range to answer, but with Yagao and Ruler over the wall, it kind of acts as a safety barrier for them at that point. So a huge amount of Baron damage. LNG, they cannot afford to let Vision slip for too long in the top half of the map now. In range of the current combo, actually, but wait, Kanavi is here too. How quickly can they get this combo down?
They don't know, and they're going to get the combo down. Yagao does have a Sonya should he need it. Doesn't use it just yet. The teleports from the top laners do come in. Scout trying to run away. While that happened, Ruler found Gala, and they take him out. JDG, they took the shellacking they got in game number 1, and they're trying to dish out their own version of it. Zika has to go forward, but he didn't know that the Zonyas was still available. Now Mark in a lot of trouble, and Missing just says, you know what, we can keep chasing this. Maybe not for the longest of times, but we can do it for the best of times. And that is an ace for 1 over LNG. JDG finally arriving in this series, and they're looking to tie it up.
LNG, they tried the smoke and mirrors. They thought they were in a chokehold point, but the Baron goes down. JDG, it looks like they've survived the final gambit from LNG in this phase of the game when your carries are so out of position and dead before they can really be the decisive members in these team fights.
Yep, 7,000 gold lead now, and Cloud Soul just confirmed. They are pushing in towards that bot side, and the solo laners of LNG are top lane. They do have a TP onto Scout, so he will be able to join this one, but I mean, your base is just being destroyed. I don't know if you can really justify this, and yeah, they're starting to recall now, but that feels like a It's a desperation play. They have no other choice. I don't think they. I think they feel like they don't win a 5v5.
I mean, with this amount of grubs, you can't allow people to hit turrets like this. The repo men are outside your house. You gotta get home, LNG.
Yeah, they gotta get home. Make sure they're not losing everything, because right now the door has been busted open. 2 inhibitors down. Half health now onto that one Nexus turret. They'll be able to burn it down pretty much in the next minions or so, and that's just the power. You just hit it once, even though you're tanking turret, and you should be able to just take it down. You have to go for a fight here as LNG. They're going to look to try and kill off Scout, and they should be able to get him. They will lose Weiwei in the trade, though. They are losing their Nexus towers now. Everything is being thrown at them. Ruler is untouched and just throwing arrows at them. This Weaver's Wall will do nothing to divide, but it will do everything for JDG to conquer. Zika looking for something here, trying to see if he can catch out Missing, and will be able to take him out. Yagao and Ruler still absolutely massive as they throw in more poke, more soldiers, and more plays! Yagao looking massive there with the Shurima shuffle, and that puts the cherry upon the cake. That is game 2.
Looking at the best highlights from the today's LPL 2024 spring split matchup. Let's see what both teams have prepared for us today.
Mark, keep your eyes on bot lane. In fact, keep your eyes exactly where every single member is stacked.
The crash down comes in, and there's going to be the first blood. Flandre is ticking down. He gets healed, so he won't fall. Nobody dies. How does he get away with that now? You have to be so careful here as LNG. You can't really go forward. They go forward anyway. They're going to look for it. Draven gets himself a little bit of an early lead, and that's first blood to LNG. Both these teams looking for an advantage.
Flash from Ruler and Missing, knowing that there's a flash on Pike, which means that he could go for a flash stun with the undertow as well. He's looking for it, and Konami's not stayed long enough.
Yeah, but now they might look for a re-engage because you've already used everything to try and get on top of Missing. Gala, no mana. Still has flash, will have cleanse up in a second. He had to flash away because they've got these auto attacks coming in, and you've no flash on Weiwei, and he's gonna go down. Kanavi equals back up the kills. Draven will just about get out alive, but this is LNG. They just kind of stayed a little bit too much. They looked for a little bit too much.
Okay, but Mark's still here with a hook. He's getting the stun on Yagao. He still has no flash from level 1, and he goes down to Scout.
Yeah, and Kanavi might be burning a flash onto Scout here if he can get the knock up, but Scout
Flash is significant at these early levels when you're trying to disengage and run away. The double range is so hard to escape from.
Yagao's dead. He will die, and that is a surety in this world. Weiwei will poke him with the big old lance. And that will be the end of that. Lost his ruler, unfortunately. No, I'm not making that a thing. I'm not going to force for that. But
I mean, did it like 3 times in the cast. Be a huge first ult of the game from LNG. If they get that extra golden pocket from Mark, getting towards that, that would be a big injection of gold.
Well, Weiwei looking to contest, will do indeed. Eats the arrow and just tries to walk away from it. Flashes away from the seismic shove, but Zika walks into the line of fire as the 3 grubs get taken there. Weiwei trying to see if he can maybe bait Flandre.
And the later the game goes, the much less useful this champion gets.
Missing. Thinking about maybe going for Mark there. Mark and Gala now. They brought that back and a bit more. They're going to take this full turret if Scout ends up getting caught out here. There goes the Weaver's Wall. Scout going to get hit by the Ash Arrow as well. No flash. He gets flicked back, and yeah, he knocks back Kanavi, but a heal coming in from Missing just mean that he's not able to take back that kill. And I mean, this is starting to feel like LNG. Matt's on that at home. Yeah.
Hang on, sorry, second. 50 plus kill, which was 300, plus 2 times. Okay, if someone's dying at the other side. We don't get that. Could you at least let Draven get the Championship Cup with? Ain't that poetic? We've had a couple of those today. Of course, we had the OMG versus old OMG.
A nice little bit of pressure there from Scout. Does get a summoner, but outside of that, doesn't really give them anything else.
Some little bit to poke there. Wait, you sure you want to be taking that? There's a chance that a Varus ult comes in after that. It isn't going to be the case, so he gets out for free. Missing now out of position, but dodges the fancy feet.
Oh, they stop Weiwei from getting over the wall as well. The Ash Arrow comes in, Gala cleanses. I don't even think he needed to be perfectly honest. He could have just tanked that, it would have been fine. The flick back there onto Zika as he's the tank, and they take out Missing. That's a 1-for-none trade, and Zika is still on the Kazante. Ghost pops, and he is just flying away, running and sprinting off. But look at these health bars. You're not exactly the healthiest team in the world as LNG. You want to get some of these resets in, and that's exactly what they're going for. Weiwei just keeping everyone interested, but he ends up getting caught, and now LNG breathes some life back into this mid game as they get themselves their first dragon.
JDG really kind of gives you increasing value throughout the game. It now just gives you the full value right from the start of the game, which means that it is very fighting towards top lane vision priority and top side vision control. Scouts not moving out of top side, and Zucker's moving into the mid lane. We have a fight.
Yeah, we do have a fight. Wei gonna jump straight in onto missing. They won't get the Pike ultimate, but now Zika, he brings someone right back in. And that's no jungler. That's no support. You've no way of getting vision onto this. They're gonna have to try and find out how to stop this Baron.
Well, I don't know if they can at this point. Flandres uses ultimate, Ruler has too. LNG still have pike hooks to play around. They can just wait for another cooldown of that. JDG, what can they do?
What can they do? They're getting a lot of damage down though. They jump straight in on top of Yagao, but he flashes away and keeps himself alive. Flandre is looking good. Wei, not quite going down. There is the stand aside. And LNG
at this point, that's why Scout says, look, I can't really contest this right now. Can JDG take the dragon quick enough before a Baron start comes up? Yes, they can, so it's not
Flash and his ult available. LNG have to deal with that mid lane. They're getting separated off now a little bit. And Zika is a little bit isolated here. He might be forced to use his ultimate if he can, but for the moment he's fine. The Magnet Storm is big, but Konami's just acting like a huge wall of wind, just stopping everything from coming forward, and they get rid of Wei. Now the
knock-up stopped him getting a clean combo. The Baron is now getting absolutely shredded. There's a teleport coming in, and there are some low HP bars. LNG, they can look for a fight.
They have to look for a fight. They can't go for the Baron after the fact. They'll take out Missing, but can they take out anybody else? The full ultimate comes in. They will get the Talia, and Mark will get out. It's 2-for-1 in favor of LNG. They lose 2 of the Barons off of JDG, but JDG will take that. TP coming in now. 30 seconds till Dragon spawns. That is going to be Scout. Good hook down, and they're going to try and burst out Konami. Both ultimates used by the junglers. Ash Arrow does land immediately into Zonya's, and Wei though taking a lot of punishment, and Scout will go down. JDG, they found their mark with the arrow, and they were able to get him down.
Realistically not going to be a kill. It's a very tanky Xin Zhao. He's got the Sundered Sky for the healing. He has the Frozen Heart and the Kernic Rook. JDG have won this fight, and probably at this point won the series with a big enough power play like that.
I mean, it got them the Chem Soul, which is fantastic for someone like the Aatrox and the Xin Zhao, like you said. So, yes, it's not exceptional for the carries in terms of changing the game, but on such a short cooldown now that I don't mind just throwing it out every now and again. That's going to be the final outer. Taking down. They started.
Gone either way in this game. One last one to potentially decide it.
There's the Weaver's Wall. They're going to be completely isolated away from this. There's a flash for Wei, but he needs to get over the pit. He needs to try and get in on top of this one here. He gets it! That's a steal for Wei. Huge moment here for LNG, but they need to be able to get out with as many buffs as possible. They accept their jungler is dead, and they will walk away from this.
Creatures on the map. Gets the steal and potentially keeps LNG in it. They're not going to be able to wave clear. They don't have one of their biggest pieces of the front line, but this might have just got LNG into...
Can TP back into the fight. Elder Dragon has been started. This could be the final fight. Great TP work to come in. Gala instantly gets the cleanse out of there and knows he's going to be in a lot of trouble if he gets caught, and he has been. He tries to flash over the wall, but he can't do any more damage. They're trying to see if they can take out Yagao, but he just can't do it. Ruler goes forward with absolute clarity and vigor, knowing that this is the final fight for JDG. They will continue their unbeaten run in series, and they will go to 3-0.
The three-peat champions of the LPL need 3 games to finish off LNG, but they are left waiting once more. The Chillins on the other side of the rift. They have gone 2 years without beating JDG in series. It is 9 in a row for Jingdong Gaming.
They will move themselves right up there alongside the likes of Billy as a team that has yet to lose a series. Really